Okay, last time we left our adventurers, they had found a suspicious-looking grave, and upon very close inspection, with some excellent perception rolls, that looked like it had been dug up a few times, and it actually led to a tunnel. So you're investigating that tunnel now. It says the tunnel opens up into a fetid earthen chamber whose stench is abominable. Corpses of humans, mostly eaten, are strewn about and partly trodden into the floor. One body is relatively intact, and several coffins lie in a jumble nearby. So, what's your light source?
I think Jeeves had a torch, didn't he?
Jeeves, you torching the place up?
I'm sorry, I was on mute. Yes, I have a hidden lantern. Yeah, I mean a hooded lantern, not hidden.
Oh yeah, that's right. We decided his lantern was better than torchlight.
Alright. Well, I will let you guys see a little bit more of the room to match the description there. So, who wants to go in first? We're not really in initiative order or anything, so you guys can just go in as you see fit.
Well,
I guess,
I've got the lantern, so I can go first.
Throw all you guys in there.
Before I get in there, Mike, I haven't gone into the grave yet. I'm going to stop by the church and have a short conversation with the guys in there.
Okay, we can handle that now.
Okay.
I think I'll save Alexander's discussion with the father until after we handle this.
Let's see if I can find out anything, because this seems like something they should know something about.
Doesn't hurt to ask. Okay, so you'll go back to where Ismark and Donovich are still, they're still present there in the church.
Okay, guys, we happen to find a very suspicious grave marker out here that seems to actually have a passage leading down to it. There's an inscription of a name on the grave marker that seems to be someone of significance, maybe someone that used to serve here. Let's see. Looking for the name here. It says Mihail Latku, father, brother, husband. Does that ring any bells to you guys? What is this about?
Ismark scratches his chin and says, yes, I think that actually there was a man of great renown by that name. They said that he had special powers, that he was good at getting at hard-to-reach places. But I do not know why his grave would be desecrated. And he looks to Father Donovich, and Father Donovich says, I'm unaware of anything in the cemetery that is unholy.
Okay, well, thank you for your time. The grave appears to have been dug up several times, and there may be something very sinister and unusual down there. We see many bodies piled up around.
As soon as you say that it looked like it was dug up multiple times, they both looked at each other kind of concerned. And Father Donovich says, there's tales of monsters that use graveyards as, a nest of sorts. And they can burrow in and out as they please. Be careful.
I see. So, with that, I'm asking your permission to enter through this passageway and take care of whatever may be down there, if that is all right with you in the current state of the graveyard.
My permission, by all means, please, if you can help us once more. I am already eternally grateful.
All right, thank you. I wanted to make sure this was not someone of importance to you, that we might be going in there without your consent. But yes, we will definitely check this out and hopefully take care of it. Thank you.
Good luck.
All right, so I'm going back with the others.
All right. If you guys wanted to act on initiative order, you can go ahead and roll initiative.
Alrighty.
And as usual, I do not do well.
Ooh, there's the first 20 for the night.
Hey.
I
Right
jacked
there with
black
you.
dice. Okay.
That's great. I never go first, so that's good.
Well, you get to go first this time. Would you like to lead everyone in? Mark is the one with the light source.
Yes, I will go ahead and lead in, because I'm sure I'm under the cover of the light. Okay. I'll go about right here.
Okay. In the upper right, you have a crossed swords icon. That is the combat tracker, everyone. And if you would like, there's a little down arrow in the bottom left corner of that combat tracker that you can hit to let me know if you're done with your action for your round. Or for your turn. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Okay. So then, yeah, it automatically
What do we
goes over there. If you look in the upper right, there's some crossed swords on an icon. That's the combat tracker.
Yeah, no, I have it open. What did you say we need to hit to signify our turn was over?
In the bottom left of that window that it pops open is a little down arrow.
Ah.
Yeah, turn complete.
Oh, I can see everybody's HP here. Nice.
Huh.
Alright, all seems quiet at this point. The ceiling's very low here.
Dun dun dun.
Oh, and Logan, I didn't get to talk to you about it, but I now understand 5th edition rules when it comes to spell slots and preparation and spells known. So it's very different than 3.5e. You don't get extra spells based off of your spellcasting ability modifier. That just affects how many spells you can prepare in a day in your arsenal of spells that you have to use. So if that's something that you'd like to talk about, we can. Or if that's something that you know better than I do already, that's fine too.
Thus far, I've just been skimming it, and, well, I read through it, but, from what you read, am I doing anything wrong as far as you know?
Well, just real quickly on the sorcerer spell, I did add something to your actions tab. I added a uses per day item for sorcery points. And you get 2 of those a day, and they have different things that you can do and buy with those, like meta magic or giving yourself another spell slot. And I'm assuming that's kind of what you've done now, because it looks like you have 3 spell slots at the moment. And 2nd level sorcerer should only have 3 spell slots. No, that actually looks fine. Yeah.
I've got one that I used in the last encounter that I can buy back with those sorcery points.
Right, yeah. And for a 1st level spell slot, it would cost 2 sorcery points, so you can get 1 extra spell with those if you'd like.
Mm-hmm. Or
There's a meta magic kind of section that you might want to read into later. It's got some pretty cool stuff. Not much that you can do with at this level, but later it'll be important to you.
No, that's why I haven't worried too much about it yet.
Yeah. Okay, it sounds like you're good. As far as known spells and how many you can have prepared, I won't worry about it right now. If that's confusing, we can talk about that later. But back to your turn. Did you want to do anything else? All right. So Alexandra's up.
I want to casually approach the body and see if we can do anything about making sure it doesn't come back to life.
Okay, you can get to it if that's all you do is move this round.
Yes.
All right. And you said you wanted to do what?
I just want to make sure that it's definitely dead and want to make sure that we can keep it that way.
Out of the other corpses that are mashed into the ground here, it looks like it's the most intact, but it's still missing a hand and a foot, and it's pretty decayed. So it doesn't look. It looks like if it could have come back, it probably would have tried.
I still will make it a point to remove its head upon my next turn.
All right. Well noted, Mr. Jeeves.
Oh, my turn. Okay, let's see. Well, I guess I better bring up the rear a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely dark in there where Alexandra's at.
Yeah, I'm gonna go right up to that top floor. Right about there.
All right.
Yep. I guess I can. Well, I'm holding the lantern. I can't really hide.
You could if you'd like. Oh, I mean, with the light source, that would be kind of tough.
Yeah. No. Have we searched around this area for like any goodies?
Not yet.
Anything shiny?
We
Haven't
just got here.
Yeah, I haven't really got into very far into the room yet.
A lot of stinkies, no shinies.
Yeah. Well said.
If I've moved, can I hold the rest of my action in case, or
How far did you move?
probably 10, 20, probably max.
Okay. Yeah, if you moved 30 feet, then you can ready an action. What would you like the trigger to be?
I'm just gonna go on full defense.
Okay. That's good. That's just called the dodge action. But full defense, I know what you mean. Sorry. I was just reading about all that today. Okay, so Jeeves is dodging. You hit your next actor button there, and it'll jump on to Elias's turn.
Okay. I think I have enough movement here to get right next to Alexandra, so I'm going to do that. There. Don't want her to stick out like that.
It's much appreciated.
Roll perception, everyone. Or I can roll it for everyone if you'd like. I can do it pretty quick.
No! I want to play with it.
It's more fun to do it yourself. But...
Ooh,
Yeah.
natural 20.
Woohoo!
Excellent. Everyone but Elias hears rummaging over to the... Well, it's kind of hard to show without the map. Over to the south end, and it sounds like something clawing at the walls behind Jeeves.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh crap!
Your hiding spot was badly picked, my friend.
I'm glad I'm on full defense.
When I say behind, I mean from the north, not directly.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
I feel the hairs on my neck stand up.
Good rolls, everyone. Okay, it's still your turn, Elias.
Well, since I didn't hear it, I'm not going to do anything.
Fair enough.
Can I tap him on the shoulder?
Yes.
Even though it's not my turn to let him know?
Yeah, okay, so she turns to you and says, "Do you hear that?" Or did you hear that?
No, obviously you didn't, but this is what it sounds like.
And okay, I'll take that information and I will turn to face Jeeves. But of course, at this moment, I only see him. I don't see anything yet.
Okay. There's also a tunnel that's kind of to the south end there as well.
A tunnel to the south end.
Here.
Ah, okay. All right. I think I'll stay where I'm at for now.
Okay. You're up, Jack.
Give Jeeves some backup and hold action.
Actually, as you're passing to move to Jeeves, something happens.
Oh shit.
Bursting out of the wall behind you
Oh god.
is a ghoul.
Swear very loudly.
Okay, and that ghoul is going to take an attack of opportunity as it had the surprise on you. But I am going to give it disadvantage because you heard something suspicious in that direction. So with disadvantage, it goes to claw at you. And did I just roll damage on accident?
Yeah, he rolled 8 damage.
No, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. Alright. That was damage, not attack roll. Silly me. Alright, this is with a disadvantage. It misses Jack. Its best that it got to bite him was an 11, which was not good enough. Alright, so it's still your turn, Jack.
It bit the air uselessly over his left shoulder.
Out of curiosity, what is it wearing?
Just some...
Oh my!
This
It's like a
ghoul-
loincloth.
Yeah, it looks like it may have once been a man, but it's been so far a monster for so long that it's barely wearing anything. Just some shorts, really, to cover its naughty bits. For
That's not always the first question you ask a ghoul. What are you wearing?
hey, what you wearing?
I needed to know whether it had metal.
I'm just being a smart ass, I'm sorry.
It's not wearing any metal. It saved against it successfully, so there's no effect.
Curse its undead mother. Loudly and in Latin.
So this clawing we heard was from the northwest corner, right?
Well, from the north and the south.
No, whoa, okay. Yeah, I was thinking you were just talking about straight up north, like maybe right behind Jeeves, like straight north. So I didn't think it would come from the northwest. But it's like north and south, you say?
Look at the direction cross at the top. North is to the left.
Oh, darn. I missed that.
You definitely heard something. Well, you didn't. Never mind.
I definitely got a general idea from Alexandra telling me.
Speaking of Alexandra, what would you like to do?
Well, I really want to remove this body's head to make sure it stays the way it is, but I also kind of want to come help Jack.
You could get in his square and make an attack, but then you'd have to get out as well. And when you
Yeah.
leave, it would be outside of the monster's threatening range, and it would provoke an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
tight over there, yeah.
Have we decided whether or not I can whip around corners yet?
No, we can't whip around corners.
Damn.
We cannot pass through corners, and we cannot whip through corners. Alexandra definitely heard something to the south in that tunnel, though.
Do I want to continue investigating the tunnel, or do I want to go help Jack? I think I'm going to go help Jack first and foremost. It's not going to do me a lot of good to investigate if my compatriots don't survive this encounter.
It will be...
I'm going to move to Jack's square,
Okay.
and I'm going to whip it.
Whip it good.
Whip it real good.
You know, that's a hit. But I wonder if maybe you could have taken it from Jeeves' square instead.
Can
because
I?
you have 10 foot.
She could have.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Why am I allowed to move their tokens? This isn't fun.
That's fine. Here,
Okay,
let's just move them out of the way,
Okay.
out of the way for a second.
Musical
I'm so
character.
confused. Okay, so I hit him.
Yes. Oh, actually, that hurt pretty good. 11 damage to the ghoul.
Nice.
It looks like it's wounded at this point. And then you'll have to move out of the attack range. It's going to attempt to bite you as you do. But it missed. So you can
Nice.
move back a little bit, probably a square down.
There.
Alright, and then we'll put everybody back where they belong. Alright, so everyone moved out of the way just so you can whip it into shape. If that's the end of your round, go ahead and...
Yep.
Mr. Jeeves.
Yes. Okay. I am going to take. Well, can I hit him with an arrow from
I
here,
think
or
my
is that?
Discord froze again. Be right back.
You could, yes.
I can still hear you though, Alexandra.
He'll have half cover. She can't hear you tell her that, though.
Yeah.
I do that all the time.
So how do I apply half cover?
Just take it with a -2 in your modifier. Down there at the
Yeah.
bottom.
Discord froze, sorry.
There's actually a button there that says -2. It's a hit. Oh, okay. Well, that's enough to knock it down.
Nice.
So that ghoul is gone. Problem
Yay.
solved.
Ghoul be gone, yay.
Kick it!
I wonder if we can market that.
Scrape some of the juice up quick.
Ew.
Yeah.
You scrape it. You're the one who didn't hear anything. You get to do the dirty work.
I'm way over here, man. Y'all in the way.
Okay, it's at that point where
Of
through
course.
through the walls, these ghouls start coming out of the tunnels and the walls here.
These ghouls seem pretty squishy. I think I'm less concerned over what they can do to us than what's inside those coffins and what that can do to us instead.
Oh, I made a ghoul friend. Hey.
Yeah. So, Mr. Jeeves, were you done with your turn?
Yeah, unless I can spin around and take another shot, which I can't. So, yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
Don't get too attached to her, Elias.
She's drop dead
Alright.
gorgeous, I must say.
The ghoul comes around the corner
Enough.
and hisses at Elias and then tries to bite him.
Risky.
But
Your
it's a
puns
miss.
are too much.
Do these things have multi-attack? Come over here. Nope. Man, I need some better monsters. These guys are pushovers. Alright. Well, the other one's going to get a chance too, though.
Don't get cocky, Elias.
It's always like this.
He's going to claw at you. And he misses. I'm not doing anything. Alright, Elias, it's your turn. You have two new friends.
Why are they all male ghouls? That's no fun, right?
Bitch slap one of them.
Let's
All the
see.
guys are ghouls. All the ghouls are guys.
Let's see. I think I'll take the one closer to my friends over here, since that's a little bit more dangerous to everybody, I guess. Well, no, I think I'll take one closer to me because they can handle the other one easier. So I'll hit this guy with my long sword.
Critical.
Ugh. Another 20 for me. Hey, I'm cheating.
And yet you can't hear
I know,
shit.
right?
Would you stuff cotton in your ears this morning when you woke up?
I always kind of assumed that was just part of Paladin's devotions.
Hey.
Alright.
He's too busy listening to God's voice.
Yeah, exactly.
You hack a giant chunk out of that ghoul. It's still on its feet, though. Jack.
Come finish it off with your magics, my friend.
Oh, no. I rolled a 1. So,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
I failed the
Oh.
DC.
And we watch as the ghoul liquefies at Elias's feet.
Goo be gone.
Alright,
Oh,
go ahead and
God.
roll damage for that. And it takes 4 damage. It is not looking well. Most of that ghoul is now gone. The ghoul
We
is
can
gone.
see the flesh dripping off of
Yes.
the bones.
Acid splashes all over half of its face.
Ugh.
It wrenches in torment, but it's still on its feet. It doesn't look like it can take really anything else, though.
Hey, look, I've improved its face.
I didn't know we were entering these ghouls into a beauty contest, Jack.
Well, now we can.
Is that House of Sacred Remains I hear?
Yep.
I thought I recognized that.
Yeah, I like that song a lot too.
If there's nothing else, Jack, it'll be Alexandra's turn next.
The Lament soundtrack is one of my favorites.
It's pretty underrated, I agree.
Ghostly Theater is my favorite, though.
I also like Anti-Soul Mysteries Lab. It's pretty cool.
I'm going to try to take a chunk out of this other one here, because they're pretty much done with that other one that they're melting right now.
Okay.
Time to whip it.
It's a hit. Yes. With the whip cracks. I should have my sound effects ready. Oh, that was kind of...
That was a candle.
I should pump up the volume for that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. What do I have it as?
Need one of those Alucard swooshing sword noises for me too. That would be great.
Man, that's just about as even
Shing.
quieter. Still. Alright, maybe volume 30? Good enough.
That's pretty good.
Did you... There's a good cut sound.
Yeah.
Nice. That's the
Alright.
dagger noise. Yeah.
Well, the dagger is actually that one.
Oh, that's the throw sound. Yeah.
Okay. Well, back to it. It takes a good whip crack out of Ghoul 3. If that's all, it'll be Jeeves next.
Yeah, that's all.
Alright, I can see. Well, can I see the one to the south, Mike?
Yeah, well, no. Well, let's see. Your bottom left corner could be drawn to it. So, yeah, I guess you could, but it'll have cover. You can easily see the one to the west.
Well, he could move into Alexandria Square and shoot it with being safe, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so which one are you saying? Ghoul 3 or Ghoul 1?
Ghoul 3. I would go for Ghoul 3. Ghoul 1 looks like it's on its last legs, though, if you wanted to end it. And you could run up to it and just poke it.
Yeah.
You could just poke it and its bones would fall apart like a cheap skeleton.
Well, I meant
Alright.
I would poke it with a dagger. But yeah.
Excuse me, dear sir. I just wish to offer you the sneak attack. Oh,
Alright, let's do it.
Yeah, it's a hit.
I feel like you could get a critical failure at this point with a 1 and still do enough damage to
Yes,
That'll do.
that does it. It would have been a sneak attack as well. But it is...
Yeah, I was wondering about that too, but yeah.
Your critical failure would have been to accidentally stab Elias in the shoulder, and in shock he falls on top of it and it dies.
Alright.
That's just what I wanted.
Is
Follow
it-
my goal.
Are you done, Mr. Jeeves?
Yep.
Yes, sorry. Oh, I got advanced, wait.
With great hopes from the DM. The claw attack. Well, let's see. I can actually move up and have its pick.
Ooh.
Any, mini, money, mo.
Roll a d4.
That's exactly what I'm doing. Okay, it's going to attack Alexandra with its claws. And it's a miss.
Oh.
Wonderful. Okay, well, Elias, it's your turn.
Little pathetic, massive goo.
If these things were half as efficient at attacking as they smell bad, we would be kind of in trouble here.
That is a miss.
Okay. Well,
Alright, Jack. You do have sneak attack,
ooh.
and that's definitely a hit. Oh yeah. Okay. How do you want to do this? You get to kill it in style.
I suggest a flying leap from the far wall and just stab it right through the forehead.
quick and efficient, right through the eye, pull to the side.
All right.
Ugh.
And so ends the last ghoul. We are out of initiative order now. What would everyone?
I
like
want to remove the head from that body before it starts moving.
Okay. Just walk up to it and just make a attack with the weapon.
Hand axe, I would have said.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my hand.
Roll a d20 as well.
Okay.
Okay, off comes its head. It is now headless, armless, and footless.
I'm throwing the head as far as I can in the other direction.
Alexandra, I think it was food, not anything further.
I want to be sure of it.
Alexandra, reputation, so you know that's just how it is.
I smile and hold the edge of my axe pointed towards him. Do you want to be next?
Always nice to meet a girl with fascination for head.
Oh,
I would like to turn and smack Jack across the face.
Roll to...
Accept it with a smile.
That's an unarmed strike, so it's just a d10 with your... I mean, a d20 with your strength modifier.
I don't actually want to hurt him.
Oh, okay. Well, then just do it lightly.
Settle down, friends. I don't know if we're safe yet.
All right.
We should probably investigate these coffins. I suggest we do it one at a time.
Okay, I will do that with the nearest then.
To be safe, we could just set them all on fire and be on our way.
While I acknowledge the expediency, I think perhaps there might be something of value in the coffins themselves. And while I'm not normally for grave robbing, we are alone in a strange land. Every little bit could help.
I had a similar thought, but I'd also not have to deal with coming up against a vampire either.
Before we do any of that, let me check this upper right corner here to the south.
Please don't get yourself hurt.
Well,
Is Jeeves taking his light source?
Sure.
All right.
nothing?
Please,
Well, you
please
don't
let
see
me-
anything immediately. You'd have to maybe do a search check if you wanted to, like, really search in that area.
Okay, I'll make perception there.
All right. Go ahead and move up then. And make a reflex save.
Oh shit.
Oh, Lord.
Oh boy.
You mean roll dexterity?
On your character sheet, there should be.
Yeah, on the right.
Yeah, I guess it would be dexterity.
I don't see reflex on skills.
I'm just used to old systems.
Okay.
Still getting used to 5e. Okay, you successfully dodge back, and you don't quite make it into that tunnel at all before it collapses in.
Oh, God.
The roof and walls tremble and quake and then fall, but you dodge out of the way, and you are not smothered and suffocated.
Does anything fall with the ceiling?
No, nothing. It looked like it was just loose dirt from when the ghoul had tunneled through.
Okay, so it was a trap, basically. Alright.
You're all right, Elias.
Yes, I am, and I praise the Lord for my safety. Thank you.
At any rate, Alexandra, might I suggest stabbing through the coffins first? If they scream, we can start considering fire.
I would accept that proposal.
I'll allow it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't aware you were suddenly the party leader.
Well, I am.
But he does have the hardiest blade, so he should probably be the one stabbing.
That's true. It might be hard to get a rapier through thick wood, yeah.
I refrain from comment.
Good Lord. Oh, this party tonight.
Let's all have a hearty little chuckle later.
Okay. So you'll be to roll a hit on the coffin, Mike?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Roll damage as well. Still, with your strength, that's enough to pierce through. You don't hear anything.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll go to the next one.
Or we can open that one first to make sure that there's treasure in it.
I'll let someone behind me do that, I guess.
Okay, I suppose I will.
Elias isn't much for searching coffins.
All right. Same thing. Just roll. Well, what would you like to do, Mr. Jeeves?
Yeah, I was gonna move down just in case.
Second coffin, 23.
Go ahead and roll damage. Yes. Same thing. No sounds, just your sword piercing through the top of this coffin. It looked
Okay.
like these coffins weren't exactly all closed anyway. The lids are loose. Looks like they've been haphazardly put back on.
And the last one,
Yes, roll damage. And the same results here. These coffins look like they have no vampires staying inside.
the deed is done. It was not enjoyable, but I can safely say that we are in no danger from these.
All right, shall we crack them open then and see what we can find? if there's anything useful inside.
If we must.
I'm afraid we must.
Okay, who's all searching coffins?
I
Yep.
am.
I will.
All right, Mr. Jeeves, roll a perception check.
Yikes.
You don't find really anything of value. There's a mostly eaten corpse in the coffin. It looks like it's been there a very long time. Completely decomposed.
Suppose I should do 1 too as well then.
Indeed.
Damn.
Same here. Not much of a corpse left, but it looks like this person was not buried with any good belongings that would be worth looting.
Jack, it's up to you.
I'll do this one then.
Ooh, a dice tower one. You didn't find anything really at all in that coffin except for a few decayed body parts.
I didn't see Jack's roll at all.
That's because he used the dice tower, so only I
Oh.
get to see it.
Didn't
Well,
know that's
bummer.
what that did.
Yep. So if you ever want to make a secret roll to me, just use that.
Well, unless you'd like to take a look, Elias, I think we're all good here.
Well, I'm glad you guys are satisfied with your desecration of the dead. Let's see.
Elias, would you please say a prayer for these poor souls?
All
I might
right.
argue desecration, given that they've been half eaten.
Indeed, it is a poor state of affairs that we are currently in. The vampires, and there is no rest for the dead here. I will. Lord, we pray for these souls that they may find eternal rest, and somehow, Father, that we may save this town, Father. I do not know where we currently are, or even the country we're in anymore, Father, but I pray that you would reach us here and reach these people and allow us to do the best we can for their safety and for ours, Lord. We pray these things in your Son's name. Amen.
Amen. Well, shall we report back to the father, or should we continue further on in this tunnel?
I think perhaps, given what happened to Elias, we should poke the tunnel vigorously before entering it.
Fair enough.
I wonder how much deeper this goes.
How would you propose poking this tunnel?
With sticks.
Actually, I was going to volunteer Elias's blade, given that they've both proven useful, and Elias has proven capable of dodging backwards on the off chance it's...
I'm not very dexterous. I got pretty fortunate there. I think I have the least dexterity of anyone.
I got pretty good dexterity. I'll go.
I have pretty decent dexterity, too.
Mine is 10.
I think I have like a 16 dexterity plus 5.
Alright, I shall check this tunnel.
Someone can borrow my sword if they would like to use that.
I, again, refrain from comment.
Oh, jeez.
We know where your mind's at.
It's a full moon. Can't be helped.
Well, do you wanted to search that area? Roll a perception check. You're confident that there's nothing special over there. There's a few body pieces that are mashed into the floor.
Mike, I'll check this area out over here.
It looks like that's where the ghoul clawed through the wall. There's a hole that leads kind of to a cavern. The dirt beyond it looks like it's caved in.
Okay, so nothing special.
You can roll a perception check if you'd like,
All right.
but you don't find anything.
Okay.
What about the hole where the original ghoul came out of the wall? Would anybody like to volunteer to go check that?
Poke it vigorously.
I'm just going to turn my mic off at this point.
You vigorously poke it, and it looks like the same kind of description that I gave to Elias about how the ghoul crawled through. But there doesn't appear to be anything special in these tunnels.
Okay, well, our job here is done, gentlemen.
I suppose I'll check the last little alcove over here near the entrance and see if there's anything over there.
Okay, perception.
Okay.
Nothing of note there either. You're quite confident.
All right, cool.
What about the initial body? Was it wearing clothes that have pockets? Should we search it?
It's up to you guys.
I'm nearest to it. I might as well.
Jesus on it like white on rice.
Oh my god, yeah.
Shiny?
Who would like to roll, Jeeves or Alexandra?
I think we both should.
Okay, both of you roll, and whoever gets highest.
Ha! Not me!
You're getting advantage on stealing from it. That's pretty funny.
Alexandra finds a wondrous item.
Oh!
She finds slippers of spider climb.
Huh.
Ooh.
Let me get those prepared. And the slippers of spider climbing. I will read the description. While you wear these light shoes, you can move up, down, and across vertical surfaces and upside down along ceilings. It's kind of worded weird, but that's what it says. While leaving your hands free, you do have a climb speed equal to your walking speed. However, the slippers don't allow you to move this way on a slippery surface, such as one covered by ice or oil.
So basically, it makes someone into Grant from Castlevania 3. I think Jeeves was getting a skill like that pretty soon, wasn't he? Like a climb on walls thing.
Can someone please remind me not to wear these when I go to bed, just in case I sleepwalk? I really don't want to wake up on the ceiling.
So, question: do we automatically know what this is, or we need to get it identified, or how does that work?
Nah, I'll just tell you. I don't think any of that other stuff's fun. But you would have found out whenever you're attuned to it. You can attune to 3 different magical items at a time, and attuning to it requires about a short rest's worth of focusing on the item. And when you do that, you kind of realize the properties of it there.
And I think for our sake, for the party, Jack is a very well-studied person of heroic tales and adventures and knows a lot about things of the world. So I think he may be familiar with a lot of artifacts automatically by himself, so maybe that we could play that into it too.
Perhaps. He is familiar with arcane arts. So, are you keeping these slippers, Alexandra, or passing them off to one of your friends?
I think maybe just, I suggest Jeeves or Jack for that.
I suppose they would better serve my thief butler.
Yeah, I can use them with my ability to climb faster than normal.
Alright then. In your inventory, you will find slippers of spider climbing. And you will have to attune to that. It'll take some time.
How do I do? Is that just a
Long
thing?
a rest.
Yeah. You can go ahead and equip them, though, if you'd like. There you go. I was really worried you guys were not going to search that corpse. You were searching all over this room, and you would not touch that corpse.
We almost didn't, but you know, most of the time I'm not.
I wanted to. I'm searching everything.
Elias doesn't search corpses though, so it's up to everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what now, guys?
I suppose we should check and see how much daylight we've got left, and if it's getting too dark, we should ask the priest if he can put us up for the evening.
Indeed, I agree.
You've got some daylight left. Let me check the time. It's a little after 2 p.m. I would say this little exploration of this place, maybe an hour. So 3 p.m.
Okay. Well, at the very least, let's go back to the surface and report what has happened to the brothers.
Indeed.
So everyone wants to exit now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright. Very well then.
Just reading about his slippers, it's going to be...
Again, I highly suggest you do not wear them to bed.
I'm going to be running everywhere.
So now what? Oh, so I can...
I still need to speak to the father.
Yeah, we need to go back and talk to them.
Alright. Back at the church. Go ahead and talk. Is
Okay,
Mark and Donovich are right where you left them.
Okay, cool. Brothers, I have something to report. We investigated this grave, and there actually happened to be 3 ghouls residing there who have been feasting upon bodies and digging up corpses. So we have now taken care of that as well, and we have not actually replaced the opening to the grave, but shortly we may be able to do that, or you could do that as well if you would like. And the danger seems to have passed from the cemetery.
Oh, we thank you so much. We are already well within your debt. If there's anything I can ever do to repay you, don't hesitate to ask.
Well, we may not be ready to retire for the evening just yet, but we could use your help for a place to stay the night, should we require that.
Ismark speaks up and says, "My place is not the biggest place, but it's the only mansion that's probably the safest spot for you in town. You're always welcome at my home."
Oh, excellent, Ismark. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Father, I highly suggest you consecrate not only the grounds of this church, but also the cemetery grounds as well.
Yes, I do believe that we have a bit of holy protection in this church, but sometimes it doesn't prove to be enough. To consecrate this, it would require someone more holy than I, or perhaps some artifact. They say that old saints' bones or other artifacts that have been important radiate enough positive energy to consecrate an area. Unfortunately, this church only has me and its history to protect it.
Should I come across such a thing, I'll be sure to bring it to you, Father.
Father, I have a question before we leave you.
Yes.
I know we are in the village of Barovia, but where is that specifically? The land, the country.
The land is Barovia, and this village is only one of a few in the land of Barovia. The village of Barovia is probably the most dismal place in all of Barovia, since we sit directly underneath the castle Ravenloft.
The land of Barovia is a place I have not heard of. I've been thinking of this myself.
Nor I.
We are from mostly the land of Romania, Wallachia, and this architecture and this dialect of speaking I am not familiar with. Where exactly are you in relation to the German lands or Romania?
The Holy Roman Empire.
Yes.
I've heard of other travelers that have come here speak these names. Roman, German, they are words that are foreign to me, but I've heard them before. We have a long and rich history here. Rich but dismal. Ever since Count Strahd von Zarovich has become a vampire, which is long before I was ever born. This place has been nothing but a living nightmare So many generations have passed that we don't really even know what country or what place we belong. Barovia is now closed off by these mists. No one can leave except for those Vistani folk. They seem to come and go as they please.
I see. And these travelers, they come from the mists. They have stories that begin with the mists. Yes?
Yes, the mists, well, they trap us here, and I don't know what's beyond them, but if you pass through them to come here, it's impossible to leave.
Fortunately, I have long ago left the belief in impossible behind.
I thought it was impossible for my son to be set free, but you have done it, so perhaps you're not incorrect.
Speaking of your son, Father, what were the circumstances of his turning?
Oh, about a year ago, maybe a little more. Some fool wizard came into town in black robes, had everyone very impressed. He gathered a mob of villagers to storm Castle Ravenloft, and they were never seen of again. I'm sure that the wizard must have died. But eventually, my son came back from that raid party. He came back changed. I had him locked in down there for months.
Was the wizard one of the travelers you speak of from the mist?
Yes, he was from some faraway land. I don't remember. But like you, yes, he was not from Barovia.
Having heard the name
Did he have...
Having heard the name Ravenloft, can I make an Arcana check since it deals with the planes?
Sure. You know, I think it's pretty closed off, and the only people that would really speak about it are the Vistani. So, what is Jack's chance of having mingled with Vistani before?
Well, if they mingle with our world, quote-unquote, gypsies, then pretty significant, given that he's been traveling for a while at this point.
In that case, you may have heard a vague story about a land that was trapped in mist and a castle there named Ravenloft. But I don't think that you'd get any good stories out of it.
Okay.
If you wanted to gather intelligence, just asking the locals would probably be the best way.
There are some Vistani in the tavern, yeah.
I have an appointment with another Vistani. Well, not an appointment, but...
Oh, the fortune teller, yeah.
You said this happened a year ago with your son, but you've only had him here a few months.
Yes, I don't know when he died. I assume he was turned when he left to attack the castle. A few people had fled. I don't know where they are. They might know more, but I don't think that he was one to escape that day. He came back to me just a few months ago, and that's when I captured him.
We have a few requests from your townsfolk of women that have been captured and taken to the castle. Do you know anything of this and the circumstances behind it?
I spend my time here at the church. I understand that a couple of days ago, Indrovich here, while you were away, was telling me that just previously, the night before or so, that Count Strahd had sent minions here to attack the town and killed his father. And the newly appointed burgomaster, he pipes up and says, yes, they killed my father. And as far as women, I did see he did it in plain sight. He had all of those skeletons and those monsters gather women, and he was looking for Lisa. He lined them all up. He saw that she wasn't here, and he let them all go back. They're with us still. No one seems to be missing that I am aware of. Just my sister.
There was one woman's daughter who still has not returned to her. She was very worried. She asked us to keep an eye out for.
Gertruda, yes.
Oh, Gertruda, Mary's daughter, eh?
Yes.
She never let that girl outside of her house. That is very surprising. I don't think that young woman had ever seen daylight.
She was horribly distraught. I hope her daughter's all right.
Well, if she's missing, that can't be a good sign. I do not know if it was the devil that took her or not.
Interesting. Well, thank you for the information.
Usually, when Strahd focuses and gets infatuated with someone like he has Lisa, he makes it his mission to conquer them. As he once used to conquer lands, now he just conquers people. You are all trapped here, but he is too. He cannot leave.
That's a good bit of information to have. Well, Jack, shall we set sail? Well, not sail. Shall we set off to find your gypsy?
2 more questions, and then I believe I am ready to go. Father, have you heard the name Dracula?
No, that is a name I've never heard before.
Then we are far indeed. And
Out of
One
character,
last
guys,
one.
you've never heard of Dracula either.
oh, okay.
This is before the timeline where he became known as Dracula. 400 years ago, he was known as Matthias. Or was it 300 years ago? 300.
He would have
about
adopted the
300.
title of King of the Night. He would have adopted the title of King of the Night by that point, but not Dracula just yet.
So Castlevania Dracula is like taking the place of all historic Vlad Dracula stuff in this, right?
The way that Castlevania in canon mixes the actual Dracula with the game Dracula, they do try to do it. Bloodlines was, basically picking up characters from that, right?
Yeah, I think I'm just basically asking. There were a few Vlad Draculas. I think it sounds like Castlevania Dracula kind of like replaces all of them with the singular game Dracula.
Well, between the time
Well, if you
of Dracula
look in
3 and
Symphony of...
between Lament of Innocence
Sorry.
and Dracula's Curse, it said that Matthias is visiting foreign lands. So I don't know how well that can mesh with the Dracul family.
Also, in Symphony of the Night, I don't know if you guys were familiar with an item called Power of Sire, a picture of Vlad Tep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to mix those two as much as possible. I just don't know how much of the history is, can really work out.
I think you should use it to liberties as much as you want. I mean, I think it overlaps fairly well. That the Dracul in history would be kind of trying to like assert power, kind of like Dracula was in history. So like, impaling and all that kind of stuff, I could still see that happening.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, getting off topic a little bit here. Sorry.
But there is a vampire to which the Belmonts are currently sworn to destroy, yes?
Not specifically.
Yes, Matthias is the one that Leon had sworn to never forgive, and he said from then on they will be hunters of the night. So the night in general, I guess, means all evil things that hunt humans.
In which case, Jack would have asked about Matthias and not...
Ah, okay. No, I've
Nice
never
drunk
heard
beast.
of. I have never heard of that name before. And Ismark also shakes his head in unrecognition.
Okay.
Then one last question. A man with scars such as these, he demonstrates across his face with minor... Actually, no, he just minor illusions a picture of, quote-unquote, the scarred man in front of them. Have you seen this person before?
No, I have not. And Ismark also shakes his head. But Ismark looks like he's trying to think really hard. So, hold on a second. No, he doesn't recall anyone. He says, I see a lot of people with scars on their face like that, but no, I don't believe I've ever seen that man. He looked familiar for a second, but no.
Ismark, when was the last time you saw your sister?
That is a great question. It was about let's see, you came in during the daylight. It must have been the night before you arrived. No, I didn't see her that night, but I saw her that day.
And she gave you no indication she was leaving?
My father and I were watching over her very closely. I'm speaking in the wrong voice. My father and I, we were watching her very closely because she had been visited by the devil Strahd. He had left his evil mark upon her neck. So we were very diligent in looking after her. But she just disappeared from the mansion. It was odd. I thought that maybe Strahd had found her or lured her out, but he was looking for her, so that must not be the case.
That is quite disconcerting. She's obviously not under his thrall.
Maybe she is hiding, but I don't think it would be in this village. And then he looks to Donovich, and Donovich says, there is St. Markovia's abbey. Perhaps that she sought a holy place to hide. And Ismark says, there is also Vallaki. It is definitely a safer town than this. Vallaki has got full walls on all sides of it, and it is not perched directly underneath Castle Ravenloft as the village of Barovia is. Perhaps these are places that she may have gone. I don't know. Part of me doesn't want to know, because if I know, maybe Strahd will come seeking for me and force me somehow.
If you don't know, there's only so much you can tell.
I want to ask you to, if you find her, let me know, but just as much as I want to ask you that, I also fear that knowledge.
If we find her, we will do our best to keep her safe. How's that?
If you could find a way to let me know she was safe, truly safe, that would be amazing.
Perhaps we could send you word without telling you, actually, that we've found her. Perhaps we could just send you a code.
If you send someone to me with a code, don't let it be the Vistani. Many of those Vistani work for Strahd, I'm sure of it. Those that are in the Blood on the Vine Tavern, they seem like good folks, they are, but I do believe that they deal with Strahd.
I'm now suddenly less than trustworthy of this raven that I seem to have adopted.
Oh, ravens are a good omen. Here you will find many people will not hurt a raven.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Perhaps I could send word with the raven then, if I didn't trust that this bird was not working for Strahd in the first place.
I don't know if birds can work for anyone. He kind of chuckles a little. But ravens are smart, though.
In our world, in our land, you'd be surprised what any manner of creature would do. Especially when it came to saving its own hide.
That is what the Vistani at the inn do. I think that they more just serve Strahd out of saving their own hide. But not all Vistani are like that. Some are just pure evil. It is hard to tell the good ones from the bad. I just don't trust any of them, to be honest.
The few we met at the tavern didn't seem so bad.
I have seen them speak with
In fact, they were
Strahd directly.
quite hospitable.
You've seen them speak with Strahd directly, you say?
Yes.
Jack, perhaps it's wiser we don't make your appointment
If he asks them about someone, they always tell
after
them.
all.
They always tell Strahd whatever that they know. They do not resist him at all. Of course, I really can't say much more for myself.
Given the questions I intend to ask, I would be more than willing to pay Strahd himself for his assistance.
He gives you a sour look.
Ismark, do these gypsies know what your sister looks like?
My sister is very beautiful. Everyone here knows what she looked like. That's the price of beauty in this place. Anyone who is innocent and attractive.
Well, this is significantly more concerning now.
We should question these girls later, next time we're around the tavern, or perhaps the next thing we do.
We need to go back and find, for I forgot where to find the seer at any rate.
Well, I'm sure that they would like to have you there at the Blood on the Vine, especially if you're paying coin to get some drinks. But if you plan on buying drinks there, let me know. Everything will be on me.
It's much appreciated, but I'm hardly necessary. Either way, we're losing daylight. We should head out to see if we can find your seer before it gets too dark.
To the inn.
Okay.
All right.
On the way to the inn, you need to roll perception checks.
Okay.
Oh, fail. Epic.
Well, Jack, you notice something, and Elias, you notice something different. Elias, let's see here.
I'm taking the bird
You see
with me.
Well, would you like? Once you exit the church, you do see that the bird is no longer at the top of the church. It looks like it may have flown away.
Oh, bummer.
This is the woman who is crying for Gertruda. Elias kind of spots her over down one branch of the road. And then Jack sees something differently. Let me see here.
Do you want her name to be Mad Mary? Because that's not a descriptor that we picked up from before.
Yeah, that's her. She's Mad Mary.
More like Sad Mary.
She's
her
mad with despair. She does look a lot more composed than...
It's like a little while.
She seems to be clutching a doll, too. Did you want to interact with her before I get into what Jack saw, or would you like to see that now?
What did you say she was clutching?
A doll?
Okay. I will speak to Mary. I'll say, Mary, hello there. What brings you to this part of town? It may not be safe out here.
Oh, bless you. You're the people that were going to help and find Gertruda.
Yes, absolutely.
She clutches this doll a little closer to it. The doll looks kind of creepy. The malformed doll has a strange leer and wears a sackcloth dress. Stitched into one of the hems of its dress is a frayed tag bearing the words, "Is no fun, is no Blinsky." She clutches it dearly and she says, "I'm just out getting a little bit of food and sunlight, as much as sunlight as you can get in this terrible town, but I eagerly await for you to bring me my daughter."
Okay. I see you have a curious doll there. Does that have a name?
Oh, no name. It's just that I had this when I was a little girl, and I passed it to Gertruda. She didn't take it with her, or she didn't get to take it if she was taken.
Damn, I have a good question for her, too.
Is Alexandra there?
I didn't notice her.
Oh, well, when Elias starts walking and talking to this person, you notice that.
Okay.
Go ahead,
I will
Alexander.
approach as well. Mary, a few nights ago there was from the village. Was Gertruda among those women? Or did she go missing before this?
Before that you came in, she had already been missing a day or two.
I see.
Mary, was your daughter friends with a girl named Lisa, Ismark's sister?
Oh, the burgomaster's daughter, yes. Everyone's friends with her. She was helping the sick.
Excellent, but they didn't tend to be together, or were they close friends? Did they often stay with each other?
She kind of looks down at her feet, and she shakes her head no.
Okay, all right, because she is missing as well, and we are looking for her as well as your daughter. We are wondering if perhaps they may be at the same place.
Oh, Lisa's missing too, and she starts to cry.
Never fear, we are doing our best to rescue her. We have just presently taken care of a vampire problem at the church, as well as 3 ghouls that were residing under the cemetery. So the town is just a bit more safer than it was before as well.
She stops crying and she says, "If anyone can bring my daughter back, it must be you."
We will do our best.
Mary, what is that doll there you have? It seems frightfully odd.
Oh no, this is a beautiful doll. I love it. I think my parents bought me this doll back when I was just a little girl.
I've never seen the likes of it before.
Well, it was my favorite doll. I wish that Gertruda had it to keep her safe.
If you would like, ma'am, we may be able to use this to perhaps prove to your daughter that we come in peace and we seek her safety. Maybe we could give it to her if we see her, if you're willing to part with it.
I desperately don't want to, but if you think it would help, I would give it to you.
In case she is not in her in a safe place, or is not of sound mind, or perhaps she is stricken with grief or sadness or shock, just as you were, it may help to have a comforting item with us if we see her.
Oh, yes, you're right. All right. Add a Blinksky doll to your inventory then. Or just put in your notes. Over to the right side, there's a notes tab.
Yeah.
And I suggest that you jot down names or anything like that that might seem significant in there. You can even share those between the other players if you would like it to be public.
So where is that? You said it's under inventory or notes?
Yeah, well, you can put it in your inventory, or you can just make a note to do it later. Or you can have it in both spots. That works too.
How do I add to my inventory?
You'd have to create an item. I'll just make a note on myself to do it later if you'd like.
I can add it to the treasure spot, but not inventory.
Perhaps there are already items for this. Nope.
Did that work on the notes? I think I shared something.
Let's see. No, I don't see anything.
Do you have it? Well, that's images, not notes. I see your shared notes. It says Blinksky doll in it.
Okay.
Alexandra, did you want to read that out loud as well? It's good to have it in the text too. It makes it easier for me to remember later.
I didn't get to play with dolls growing up. I had a porcelain doll, but it often just sat on my pillow. Most of my free time was spent training or learning.
Hmm.
I wouldn't picture you someone much for dolls, so I can see how that might have happened.
My family was strict, and they had a purpose.
Yes, and your family is quite feared among the hunters and among people in general, so I imagine it must have been tough for you.
Their reputation is well earned. They did love me, they did treat me, and they did raise me well.
Yes.
But I had very little time for foolish nonsense like dolls.
Maybe best for the dolls then, with how many heads you've taken off.
Ha, ha, very funny.
It sounds like
part-
we've lived very different lives, you and I.
Indeed, Mary.
Yes, this town is quite perplexing.
Pardon our banter, Mary. Thank you for the information. We will use this doll to the best of our ability and return her and the doll to you as quickly as we possibly can. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, and I look forward to seeing Gertruda again soon. And with that, she continues about her business.
Okay, so we'll continue south to the tavern. Of course, Jack saw something too.
Yeah. I will describe that. Let's see. Alright, on the opposite side of the road, Jack, you hear the sound of small wooden reels rolling across damp cobbles. You trace the lonely sound to a hunched figure bundled in rags, pushing a rickety wooden cart through the fog.
Try saying that 5 times fast. Small wooden wheels. Roll.
She seems to be knocking at a door to one of the houses.
Approach and hail her.
When she sees you, she says, "Oh, strangers in town."
Hail, hag!
Let me let you see what she looks like. Hag probably fit that before you even saw her. She definitely looks haggish.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. Are we
Yes,
quite sure she didn't give birth to the 3 ghouls we just
She is pushing around this cart full of
killed?
pies.
Those do look like pies.
Are they
Oh,
meat pies?
did you want a pie?
What's in the pie?
Oh, yeah, I only use the best and finest of ingredients.
Uh-huh.
Did it used to speak common?
That's oddly nondescript.
Oh, whatever are you suggesting?
Well, given what we've seen so far, cannibalism and turning people into pies would not be out of question.
That's just simply disgusting. My pies are great creations. The people here love them.
And yet you still fail to answer our question,
If
ma'am.
you don't mind, if you're not buying a pie, can you please leave me be?
How much is it for a pie?
1 gold.
Give her 5 for 1 pie.
Oh, I judged you too soon, haven't I? And she gives you a pie.
A woman should be compensated for her time. A person.
Oh, well, you won't be disappointed. I hope that you enjoy it. If you're staying here, might I ask where?
We haven't settled on accommodations quite yet. We've been offered a place with a new friend in town.
Who might that be?
Well, there's the Vistani woman and someone else whose name currently escapes me.
Well, I'll be by selling my pies if you want another later.
Can I make an insight check just to see what I can glean from that?
From her comments?
From her.
Oh, you just want to sense her motive?
Yes.
Roll an insight. Pretty good. You can tell that she's uncomfortable and that she wants to leave.
I'm sorry, are we keeping you from a pressing engagement?
Oh, I've got pies to sell!
I see. Well, I was going to have my friends here look through your wares and
Oh, well,
see if
you can
there's
see
more,
my... this is all I have is my pies.
We noticed that you came from the fog. Did you initially come from beyond the fog?
I'm from outside the village, yes.
Into this place?
Oh, I'm trapped here in Biorovia, just as you are. But I don't live here in this village.
Where is it you hail from, ma'am, if you don't mind
Why do you ask, dear?
my asking? Oh, we've heard stories around town about the other villages, and I was just simply curious. Maybe next time you leave, we could travel with you to one of them.
Well,
safety in numbers, as they say.
I don't think that I would be helping you out any with safety in numbers, and I'm quite fine by myself, thank you.
Are you sure? Because that would make you the very first person here we've seen who would be confident of their safety.
Indeed.
Even the vaunted Dark Lord himself seemed rather aware that everyone around him would like his head.
It's so funny you mention that, because I travel with the Vistani when I need a little bit of extra protection. They travel from place to place so much, it's easy to have an escort.
Ah, the Vistani, yes, we've had some dealings with them so far. The three at the inn, for instance, and we were on our way to see the seer, whose name escapes the player but not the character.
Yeah, that would be Madame Eva. So reiterate what you said to her, because once I had to recall Madame Eva, I lost the character bit.
Yes, the Vistani. We've had some dealings with the good women at the inn, and we were on our way to see Madame Eva nearby.
Oh, yes. Well, I don't talk to them much. They don't buy my pies.
Sorry, I'm suppressing a comment myself. Well, who is it here that you are visiting upon? If you don't mind.
I'm just going door to door trying to do my business.
Did I hear her knocking at any other door, or just this one in particular?
You only saw her at one door. But it looks like she was moving to the next when you stopped her.
Are you sure we're not keeping you from something pressing? You seem very interested in moving on.
I don't like strangers. You're so chaotic. There's so many people that come through here, and they think that they just own the place when they arrive.
Well, I'm very sorry. Here, take this and give her another few gold coins. Call it another 3.
Okay, and she actually gives one back and says, "Here, this is just to leave me alone."
Jack, I think we should let the old one be on her way.
Oh, thank you, dearie.
Wink.
She
Good luck
winks.
selling your pies.
Bow very elaborately and let her be on her way.
Okay. When Alexandra winked to Jack,
Well-
she winked back at Alexandra because she
Like
thought it was
silently
cool.
fall.
And as she is leaving, I will lean into Jack and whisper that to wait on eating the pie because I have a spell available to
Oh
purify.
god, I'm not touching this. Very good.
Okay.
I have a spell available to purify food and drink in case we wouldn't want to eat it. So
So someone said follow, and that's different than
Yes.
going to the inn. So are you guys going to watch her? And if you are going to do so, will it be obvious? Will it be stealthy? How long do you want to do it?
we could just have one of us do that and the rest go to the inn because I don't expect an encounter.
I love it when players say things like that.
I shiver when we say things like that.
I know. I don't like breaking
Uh,
the party.
I like that idea.
All right. I suppose I will watch her since she seems the least suspicious.
Why don't we send
Just
Jeeves
with me.
with you and have at least an even split?
Yep.
okay. Jeeves and Alexandra.
Agreed.
Picking up a woman. Okay.
Specifically, have Jeeves following her and watching her at a distance, and then Alexandra following Jeeves and watching Jeeves.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Jeeves, roll a stealth check.
Nice.
Agree to meet back at the manor at dusk.
Let's see.
I agree with that plan.
I also agree.
Oh, wow. Roll insight, Jeeves. Okay.
Also, I agree. If anything should go awry, we should somehow send signal by screaming.
Fair enough.
She kind of starts heading south. Do you have the map still up over there?
Yep.
Yeah, she heads south, so it's kind of like you guys were on the way to the inn, but then she starts heading west. She knocks on one more house, very lightly, and the house that she knocks at doesn't look like it would have anyone at home anyway. You're not even sure if anyone even would live in a place like that. And then she starts heading down the road to leave the village. And while that's going on, you guys are at the inn. What did you want to do at the inn?
I'll leave the talking up to Jack.
Walk in and greet the three as friends with their names.
Okay, let me get that out here. The names of these were Alenka, Mirabelle, and Sorvia. And you remember Arik, the barkeep. So when you come in, they all notice you and they give a nod. And Arik is tending the bar. He's mindlessly cleaning glasses one after another. When they're all clean, he starts over at the first glass. It's kind of creepy. Like he's just kind of on autopilot.
He's under the gypsy's thrall.
It doesn't
They-
quite look very like his facial expressions any more livid and vibrant than it was when you first met him, though, to be honest.
But he was still doing the same exact thing when we first met him.
But Alexandra's not there, so
He's the gypsy's puppet. I know. He's the gypsy's puppet. They don't own that tavern at all. He does. They're just renting it and his mind.
Walk in, greet them as friends, and how are you three this evening?
Oh, very well, thank you. Alenka is the one that you gave the money to, and she gets within your personal bubble.
Don't even act like I noticed. Just, again, very all smiles, all warm, act like I might spend some more money. In fact, order a drink and one for my friend. So I had an interesting encounter on the streets today and hold up the pie.
Oh, that must be one of those pies that old crone sells around here. I wouldn't eat that if I were you.
Oh, dear Lord, I'm not touching this with a 10-foot pole. I'm simply carrying it as an oddity. Truth be told, I think it might have corpses in it. I'm not sure.
Well, I don't know what it has in it, dear, but some of the people around here love them. They're infatuated with them.
At any rate, that wasn't quite why I came back today. After I get my drink, tip generously. Call it a gold coin in addition.
Okay. You see, there are a couple other Vistani here, too, that you didn't see before. This place was empty back then, but now there seems to be two drinking.
Wave at them as if I know them. Just, hi, how you doing? Good to see you again. How's your mom?
They say, well, I know that last time your drinks were free, but I'm afraid we've had to up our price. The last shipment of barrels that were sent from the winery, the Wizards of Wine, they were smashed in the streets.
I believe we saw those, yes.
Yes, so if you don't mind a silver for that, please.
I got a mouthful.
Yes, I believe our warrior friend took quite a
For free.
mouthful from it. It eased her pain at the time. That was your barrel? How much is it that you pay for a barrel?
Well, wine is like the lifeblood here in Barovia. If people couldn't drink, they would probably all hang themselves, and she giggles a little. We pay a good bit. And I'm going to have to do math. So, how many can you get out of a barrel? If they cost a silver, then I got to figure in profit. Please don't make me do all that.
All right, what do you say to...
Just improvise like 20 gold a barrel.
It would be more than that. It's very precious to them.
40 gold then.
Sure, but I reserve the right to change that later.
Whatever.
All right,
Just don't.
hand
Just
her,
say that right now.
2 gold coins. Say one of these is for my friend's hearty drink from what was left of your barrel, and one is just because I like you.
Well, we like you
Indicate
too.
all of that.
What did you say your name was?
Jack Motley is what
Don't
they call me.
give them your name.
That's not his real name anyway.
Never give gypsies your real name.
Well, Jack, you are the one that had slain that wyvern, and we now have its head mounted on the wall. And now we have at least one name that we can attach to the story about how it fell. And you look over on the wall, and sure enough, it looks like a really half-assed taxidermy job of this decaying wyvern head. It looks like it's staring at you, Elias.
Yeah, I was about to react to that. Elias quivers and stares at the floor. He hasn't been able to say anything since he walked in because of that.
Oh, now that is a tale. Do you want me to tell it? What have you heard about
Please.
it?
Well, you know, we had that crazy night that day and night where all of those monsters came into the village. As dismal as this place is, you know, it's not quite a monster fest all the time, at least. So, it was a very eventful day. To be topped off with a slaying of a dragon of sorts.
And a mighty beast it was. I'm not sure what I would have done without my good compatriot here. Smack Elias on the back. 'Twas he that killed the beast. A mighty blow when it came too near.
Oh, that's amazing. All three of them actually do look impressed.
I give all thanks to the Lord Almighty for that. I was stricken with fear at the time. It was really nothing.
The two of
He is
Vistani,
too noble.
They push back their chairs and walk up. It looks like they've had quite a bit of wine by now. And they're like, so, you're the one who slayed this dragon here on the wall, yes?
I am, yes, but really, it was nothing.
My friend is too humble. He struck it a mighty blow, just one mighty blow, and severed it at the neck.
I don't believe you. I think you're full of shit.
Well, I wouldn't blame you.
Elias says.
I am, after all, a humble priest. I do not come from warrior origins. I am not very well trained in combat. It was just, I would say it was a fluke, but indeed, the dragon was slain.
At this point, the three owners of the bar, the women, they whisper something into the man's ear who is starting to get a little bit intimidating, and kind of give him a forceful little shove back. And with that, they go and sit back down. She says, "We're sorry about that. You seem like a good bit of folks. We don't want any trouble."
Oh, and neither would we. Like I said, my friend here is humble, but believe me when I say he is warrior enough.
Well, you all stayed the night here, so we know it was you. What is your
I
friend's
want to check
name?
out this
Your humble
supposedly
friend here.
empty house the hag
My name is Elias. Excuse me.
was
I'm
knocking
sorry.
on.
Well, Elias, we think that's very impressive. Is there anything else we can do for you, gentlemen?
I lean into Jack at this point, and I kind of signal him, half whisper, suggesting, "Are we really going to go through with questioning them as to their relationship with you know who?"
Jack looks at Elias askew. I was never intending to question that. I certainly believe our other dear friend, and I don't begrudge them.
Okay, I agree. We don't have the others right now either, so if it goes south, we may be in trouble.
No, what I would like to question you about is Madame Eva and how to get to her.
Well, I know that these men seem rude, but they could escort you there if you would have them. And the old men, or they're not old, but the young Vistani men look over at that and kind of give her a glare.
Well, if it wouldn't trouble them to escort several poor and weary travelers such as we.
Oh, they'll do it.
They said,
They won't like it.
Oh, God, what are we, guides now?
They'll do it.
You give us 5 gold. We take you to the seer pool.
They will do it if the women tell you to.
We will be going there anyway.
5 gold between you or 5 gold to each?
Oh, I did not know that was an option. Please, 5 gold each.
I am more than happy to pay for quality service. My coffers do run low, mind you.
God, Jack.
Jack, at this point,
Jack has
allow me
no
to,
experience whatsoever in dealing with gypsies.
Or Jack has great experience dealing with gypsies and he's just chosen to be very friendly.
Well, you're definitely speaking their language with that gold.
allow Elias to take the cost for this one, as Jack has been covering most of the expenses so far.
Certainly, my dear friend. You see how generous he is. Slap him on the back again.
Okay, so I updated my goal to 1 down 10.
Okay, well, they really appreciate that. They say, well, hey, we go when you want to, eh?
And again, are you too hungry?
They clap and they slap their knee. They look pretty excited about getting 10 gold. With the looks on their faces, you don't think that they've even ever even thought of having this kind of money.
I want to check out that empty house, supposedly empty house that the hag was knocking at.
Okay, flashback to our friends Mr. Jeeves and Alexandra. When you get to the house, did you want to knock? Or just look in windows and stuff?
I want to peek in.
Yeah, what kind of house is
the
it,
window
Mike?
first.
It looks abandoned, and when you look inside the window, you can see that there's furnishings, but it doesn't look like they've been used in a long time. Good thick layer of dust. Let me do something real quick.
That's ominous.
We should probably check and see if the door is locked before we start knocking. If it's unlocked, we might as well just go in.
It is unlocked. You can get in.
Alright, I'm gonna put my stealth up and sneak in.
Okay, roll stealth. Okay, you feel sneaky. Are you going in alone, or is Alexandra going with you?
No, I'll try to sneak in with him. And I fail. I fail
I think you tripped over the shrub
in the worst
threshold.
way. I tripped over the threshold and face planted the floor.
Okay, here, let me get a house. Alright, this, we'll just use the middle one. The others two you can just ignore. Alright, you've entered from the top side of that middle house. I'll go ahead and put you two in.
Time for tiny tokens.
Woo!
I said tiny, not gigantic.
Oh, I guess I don't have a grid set on this, or it would have done it. Hold on a second, I can grid it. Oops, didn't mean to do that.
House battle map, huh?
Oh Lord. What have we gotten ourselves into, Jeeves?
Yes.
You're going to battle a house. Good luck.
Can we just set it on fire and call it a day?
You can, if you'd like. You can leave. You guys are the ones that wanted to come in here.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something important here that we should
Okay.
be checking out, though.
You open the door, and this is all you can see so far.
I'm gonna take a step forward then.
Alright.
Were there curtains on the
There's
windows we can tear down and let a little bit of light in?
You can see another room there. It looks like a kitchen. Sure, you can open up some blinds as well.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Alright.
Jeeves, I wouldn't go into the kitchen right away if I were you. Just saying, there might be sharp knives in there. And who knows what manner of creatures live in this house.
You can actually see a little bit of the other room as well. There's a mattress down on the ground.
Lovely.
I'm going to try to step over the mattress and get into the room.
Excellent. Roll initiative.
Oh, fuck.
Run, get the party! Run, get the party!
An S.
Oh, rats. Fantastic.
Oh my god. I say we, oh god. Do we have a match?
Okay, Mr. Jeeves, you are first up on the initiative. Did I... Where'd all the rats go?
It's not a
The
bad
rats
thing.
are still there, but Elias and Jack are in there too.
I don't see the rat... Well, they can... I'm just going to skip them, but I don't see the rats on the map.
Oh, on
Yeah,
the map? Yeah, the rats
Where'd they go? What the hell?
they just
disappeared off the map.
Well,
I think we should just break through the door.
running is always an option.
It's an option, but there's probably something valuable in this house. Why else would there be so many rats if not for the woman's leaving her pies behind?
Alright, so fight.
I fight.
Okay, I'm gonna draw my rapier and attack Swarm of Rats number 5.
Okay, go ahead. It's a hit. Alright, it is pretty wounded. Next up, Swarm of Rats number 1. Which is where? Ah, there it is.
Bottom left, bottom right. Left.
Alright.
Yeah,
With
left.
a bunch of squeaks, it comes to bite at your ankles. Alexandra, you are hit. The swarm covers you and bites you for 5.
Ow.
Next up is Swarm
These
of
hurt
Rats
a lot
2.
more than I thought they would.
Yeah.
Alright, it moves in, tries to bite, and it's a hit. Wow, for 10. And then
10?
Yep, and the swarm stays just to the side there of its friends. Yeah, these aren't just...
Yeah,
The S's aren't rats. They are swarms and swarms of rats.
say we run. Yeah, I think we need to run.
Alright, the other ones are kind of at a diagonal there. I'm going to say that they can probably get in a hit, even though they're around a corner. I'm going to give them a disadvantage. Oh, no, I'll give you cover, so that'll be 2. Alright, so they go to bite at you and miss. Next up, rat swarm number 4. They're going to bite at Jeeves.
Bring it.
It's a hit.
Yep.
7 points of damage. Swarm of Rat 5. They also going to bite. These are the ones that you hit. Ooh, 17's a hit.
Yeah, just a little.
Heavy damage, 6.
Dang, they took a turn.
Yeah, we need to leave.
We're gonna get
I think we should just set fire
More
to this whole house.
More rats start pouring in around you.
Oh crap!
Yep, let's leave. Let's go. Bye.
Alexandra, it's your turn.
I'm gonna disengage and run like hell.
Alright, so you can move 30 feet with a disengage. You can get outside the house.
Goodbye. Jeeves,
Yes, my
you
lady.
better do the same and lock that door behind you.
It's your turn, Jeeves.
Yep, I'm out of there.
Alright, you'll incur attacks from 2 swarms of rats, so let me do that now.
Even if he disengaged.
I couldn't
Oh.
disengage.
Yeah,
Just-
you can disengage. Alright. From the front of the door, a whole river of rats start pouring out.
You didn't
Oh,
shut it.
I slammed it on the
Behind
way
you.
out.
Okay, alright, so you slam the door. Good job. And with that, that will be that encounter.
Okay. Hey,
So they
lesson
didn't-
learned. I feel pretty hurt. We probably should go round.
Yeah, I just lost.
But I
half
still
my-
feel like there's something valuable in this house, so we probably defeat these rats.
We can probably come back with Elias and Jack later.
I don't know if you want to do that.
I don't think so. That's too many rats.
Let's just set the house on fire.
Okay, let's do it.
Did you want to do that now, or...
Yes.
Maybe wait and talk to Ismark before you go setting his town ablaze again.
You're not here.
I have sleight of hand.
Voice of reason.
I have sleight
I
of
still
hand.
feel like there's something important in that house, though, and if we set it on fire, it may damage whatever is in there. Then again,
Nah,
whatever artifact that may or may not be in there may survive the fire, and we can rummage around through the ashes and corpses of rats later.
So back to our pie-selling friend. You spent a little bit of time in the house, but there was only one real road that she was on at the moment. She's probably a good ways down it and out of your vision at the moment. Did you want to try to catch up to her, or what?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Then you pursue for how long? Till you catch up with her?
Yeah. Until
Till she's
we
in
catch
sight.
sight of her to see what she's doing now.
All right. Let me see here. If you guys are moving as fast as you can, you should probably spend about 5 or so minutes with the rats. You see her crossing a bridge that is bridging over a pretty impressive sized river. Roll for stealth, both of you.
No tripping. Oh, crap.
You're not sure if she sees you or not. But she looks like she's moving at a steady pace.
Hmm.
I don't want to get too far away from our friends. We probably should head back to the tavern. If we happen to cross this woman again, I suppose we can try another attempt at following her.
Yeah, sounds good, my lady.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm definitely hurting. I could use a rest.
Don't
Yeah.
forget that you can always search for wall meat if you ever need to heal yourself.
Probably should do that in the bridge then. I'm going to search the bridge wall.
Alright, this will use your fighter ability. But you'll be able
Which
to...
one?
Yeah, it's not
let me see
something I
here.
Second wind, I think it was.
Let's see. Abilities. Yeah,
The second wind?
wind. That'd be 1d10 plus your fighter level.
That's not something I can do, is it?
No, that's only something she can do. Alright, 6 plus 3. So 9 out of 15.
Yep.
So 6 points of wounds. That's what you're down to.
Okay.
Alright, so everyone
Who'd have
wants
thought
to
random
reconvene.
pieces of meat that I find in a bridge would work? Then again, I probably should stop eating strange pieces of meat I randomly find, right? That can't
You know, I think Jack has a
be healthy.
pie.
I thought we determined we probably shouldn't eat that. Well, yes, let's rejoin our friends. I suppose we can follow this woman later if we happen to cross her again.
Okay. I'm sure they're waiting there for you. So you guys all meet back up at the inn.
She's walking in, I've got the pie up, and I'm looking at the Vistani boys, and I'm saying, "Are you boys hungry? I have a pie here if you are."
Oh, you've given us enough money, we can buy all the pies we want.
No, where I come from, it's a custom. I insist.
Actually, Jack, I'm pretty hurt.
Roll a
I could use
persuasion
that.
check.
Do you boys mind if I give this to my very hurt friend over here? She is very pretty.
Hey, we don't mind. You want to eat the pie? I thought you just said that you thought that was a bad idea.
I did, but I mean, it's a pie.
YOLO.
It's a pie, and I thought we already determined that it was not, like, sinister in any form. It was just not great tasting.
Well, we're gonna get our HP back pretty soon anyway, so it's up to you.
It looks and smells like a mincemeat pie, a small mincemeat pie.
Yep. I'm eating it.
Alright, roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, Lord.
And roll a D4. Oh, that's good. You wanted low on that one. Because for the next 5 hours, as soon as she eats this, everyone sees her face go just emotionless, slack. She slumps down and seems to be in some kind of daze. And a goofy smile spreads across her face.
I got
It looks like she's in
drugged.
a trance.
Fantastic.
It's probably full of hash.
Alexandra, are you
I
feeling
got
all right?
drugged.
Alexandra, you are dreaming
Feel
that you're
fantastic.
in some joyous place, far removed from the evils of the world. The places and the characters in your dream are vivid and believable. You quite like it here. So, what does everyone
Great,
else
we
want
made
to
her a
do?
pie junkie.
When this happens, what's everyone want to do?
I think I want some pie.
Everybody else wants pie now.
Well, she ate
Lean
it
in and
its
ask,
entirety.
Alexandra, are you okay?
When you say that to her, she doesn't respond at all.
I facepalm and shake my head and just wait for it to be over.
Wave my palm in front of her face, poke her,
How hard do you want to poke her?
Ow!
relatively gently.
What's your intention by poking her?
Get her attention.
You feel like soft pokes like that aren't really going to give you enough to go on.
Backhand.
Bastard.
Seriously?
She's gonna kill you.
Smile and think to myself, fair turnabout is fair play. In fact, say it out loud. And
All
then
right.
you didn't backhand, so front palm.
All right, smack. She wakes up out of it. She snaps out of it. And when she does, you feel a longing to return back to the place that you were just in, Alexandra. It's disappointing that he interrupted your excellent pie. It really was just an amazing pie.
We have a pie addiction on our hands, looks like.
Pie is anonymous.
Oh god. Yep. I'm buying more pies next time that woman comes through. She is a witch of the highest caliber.
So the people here might get by on wine as well as pies, it seems.
And when you say that, you see that one of the women that owned the bar just kind of shakes her head. I'll stick with wine.
Also, I'm going to use lay on hands on Mr. Jeeves, who's close to me, because he's hurt fairly bad.
Yeah. Jeeves needs medical attention as well.
Okay.
So that pie didn't.
No, the pie did not bring any sustenance to you.
Heal me at
because
all.
You were shaken out of any kind of rest that would have given.
Well, thanks, Jack. Thanks for that.
So, when it comes to short rests, the player's handbook isn't 100% clear on exactly how it works, but you basically spend hit die. Hit dice are basically every time that you level up, you've got these dice at the bottom of your character sheets. You can roll those and add your Constitution score to get hit points back, but I think every die roll costs an hour, and you can do that up to as much hit die as you have. And then when you do a long rest, you get half of your hit dies back. I believe that's the way it's stated. So when it's odd, I think you round up, I guess, just to be nice. So if you guys wanted to roll some hit dice to get short rest back, or I could just hit a short rest in the Fantasy Grounds combat tracker and we can accept whatever it does. But I'm going to say that
Short rest would be fine by me because that will refresh my my second wind ability.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say all the adventures with the rat and the people you've talked to is going to bring it to 4 o'clock. And then if you want a short rest, that'll be another 4 hours. It will be nighttime.
That doesn't give me my spells back, does it?
No, it would take a full 8 hours.
Okay.
Should we just sleep till morning?
Lean over to the Vistani boys. What do you gentlemen night in the inn?
We'll stay here at the inn. You let us know when you want to leave.
We'll be by early in the morning.
Very well. See you then. So are you going to Ismark's mansion?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. When you arrive, he looks very pleased to see you. This time the mansion is in a better state. He seems to have made some beds and made accommodations for you to have a comfortable sleep.
Made a new friend today.
Oh, you made a friend? Who is this friend?
An old hag selling pies.
Oh, yes. I have seen her around. She is selling these pies. People buy them for an entire gold piece.
I understand why.
Oh, did you eat one of these?
Indeed, I did. It was the strangest sensation.
What do you mean?
Eating the pie was like paradise.
Sounds too good to be true.
I would not recommend it.
It would seem so. Jack rudely interrupted mine.
And you're very welcome for it.
As an aside, Alexandra, Mr. Jeeves, what happened to you while you were out there? You guys looked rather worse for wear.
Oh, yes, that reminds me. Ismark, we would like permission to light one of the buildings in your
Oh, no, please don't.
village on fire.
We have no
It is
means of-
overrun by swarms.
We have no
of
means of
rats.
stopping the fires from spreading to other buildings. They could burn down the entire village.
Then how else would we deal with a rat infestation
I don't have any poison, but
in this house?
I would use poison if I had some.
That may very well be our only option then.
Rats did this
Thank
to
you
you?
for the advice. Swarms of rats. This house was infested.
Yeah, at least like 8 dozen.
Oh, no, it was much more than that.
Hundreds of rats. Thousands.
Rats, yes.
Legions.
How curious we're able to fell a wyvern, but rats can assail us and almost deal half of our life force from us.
The wyvern was just one monster. These rats were legion.
Well, at any rate, let us get some rest and continue on our adventures.
One question before we retire. Ismark,
Yes.
you notice my resemblance to your sister. Why is it nobody else in the town seems to?
Not them. Perhaps they have. You don't look exactly like her, but you do look close. You are very beautiful as she is.
Oh, very odd indeed.
Well, is everyone ready for bedtime?
Certainly.
Alright, I will apply a long rest.
You mean a short rest?
Did you want to wait until 8 p.m. and then head out, or wait until morning?
As early as it is right now, I'd say wait for first light.
That's fine.
Yep, and get your spells back.
All right.
I'll figure out how to do this long rest thing here in a second, I guess. Menu. Ah, there it is. Rest. Long rest. Who
Yay.
is keeping watch?
Hey, there go the wounds.
Who's keeping watch first, second, third, and fourth?
First.
All right, so that's 2 hours. That's
Second.
4, 5, 6.
Last.
Oh, I guess it's not just 8 hours. Who's keeping watch at midnight?
I can.
I will. Or which one is first and second shift? Because I took second.
Work it out amongst yourselves.
It's longer than 8 hours, so it's not divided up like normal. I'll volunteer for 12 then, if that's fine with me.
Okay. And when you're taking watch, are you just staying in the mansion, or are you peering outside windows and stuff too?
I will stand at windows and kind of make glances once in a while, glancing from my holy book to the outside once in a while.
Okay. You see something special then at midnight. Let me read it all first. Make sure you can see this from the mansion. Yeah. Okay. The road that Alexandra and Mr. Jeeves used to follow the crone that was selling the pies, it's out a good ways, about 120 or so. It's hard to see the road from where you're at because of the fog, but in the fog you see just a steady stream of ghostly lights moving down that road.
Ghostly lights.
That's all you can tell from here, with the fog being as thick as it is.
Hmm. I take the opportunity to reach into my bag and write down as detailed as I can of what I see to report to my compatriots the next day.
Okay. So you just want to stay here?
At this point, are we rested?
You're not. You can walk around, but anything more strenuous than taking a short walk would interrupt your benefits of getting a long rest.
I will take a short walk just basically out to the yard of the mansion to see if I can have a better look at what it is.
Sure. Okay, you get out far enough to see wavering images of women toting great swords, wood-wise men with slender bows, men with glittering axes, and archaically dressed mages with beards and strange pointed hats. All these and more march, their numbers growing by the second. It looks like they're traveling from the north, and they're going south.
Okay, and these are all the ghostly figures you were referring to.
Yes.
Okay, and
They don't seem to notice you.
right. As Elias sees this, he says quietly to himself, "I wonder if these figures are the deceased folks in the past, those raiding parties, the villagers that have tried to down Strahd over the years. I wonder if these are the ghosts from those years past who have failed." And if there's no further investigation or insight I can use from this distance, I think I will head back.
Okay. You make it back with no event, and it was not a strenuous activity, so it does not interrupt your rest.
Okay, and at this point I decide not to wake my the party to alert them of this, and continue the night as it is.
All right. Let me see if we have any other encounters tonight. Okay. I'll advance the time. There's no other things. The new moon, not that you can see it, but this is the time of the new moon. I guess I really shouldn't have said that because you can't really tell. It was an exceptionally dark night, I guess is what I can say to clue you in on that. So let's see. Stayed at Ismark's.
I'm quite glad that we were inside safe at Bismarck's house during the new moon. Just saying.
Alright, and then one...
Safe is rather a layered thing here, I think.
Yeah. As Ismark said earlier, Strahd actually had zombies come in and take his father outside of the mansion to murder him, so that not completely safe, probably.
Yeah, Ismark wakes you all up with the smell of a great breakfast. It appears like he has made waffles for you.
Excellent.
That smells.
Poke at them like I don't trust
Heavenly.
them.
He says, "Thank you for being concerned about these swarms of rats. There's not much I can do for them, but it's not the only house in Barovia that has its problems. And sometimes you can even burn one of them down here, and it just comes back."
The house?
The house
Yes, there is one strange house here.
comes back?
We can't be rid of it. We all avoid it.
Has anyone thought of moving in?
No. No. Strange things happen in that house. We all stay away from it.
Can you elaborate?
How strange.
It is haunted. People hear voices. They say that a cult used to work there many years ago.
I'm going to delightfully stuff my face with waffles while you guys are interrogating our host.
With all due respect, you live in a land full of vampires and wolves and zombies and a cult in a house that can't be burned down would seem quite an asset.
Well, I would think I am fine in this mansion that I have.
Oh, don't get me wrong, your mansion is fine indeed, and I'm very grateful that you've let us stay here. It is most welcome, but if it burns down, does it come back?
No, but if you move into the death house, do you not die?
I don't know. I've personally never tried it. It sounds like it could be fun.
Is there syrup for the wall?
There is. He brings over. He had already had it with it. Yes, he passes the syrup to you.
You are officially my favorite new host.
I am honored to have you as guests. I will be forever in your debt.
We look at you all out going out at night slaying vampires. We'll tuck you in, and in the morning, I'm making waffles. Sorry, couldn't help it. Couldn't help it.
Alexander sure has a thing for pastries and baked goods, I see.
It seems to be the case.
Woman fights vampires for a
I
living.
like food.
Never have sweet tooth.
I have heard tales that
Thank you.
food actually provide restoring life force for the Belmont family, so it is a curious sight to behold indeed.
Well, gentlemen, what's our prerogative for the day?
Go and pick up our guides, go see Madame Ava. Then I think we should check out the Abbey personally.
Before we go, my friends, I must report on something I saw at midnight last night. Something seemed to be moving off in the distance, off to the west. On the road there, traveling north to south, were many, many figures, almost like a small battalion or army traveling with weapons, and it seemed to be almost knights and warriors, wizards, and people of all walks of life traveling to fight something, and they all seemed to be ghosts, just wavering lights in the distance. I couldn't ascertain much more from it, and I did not venture too close, and I was not seen to the best of my knowledge, but it seems that there is some manner of haunting procession that travels north to south at midnight.
Ismark speaks up. He says, "Oh, yes, the ghostly procession. It happens every night at midnight. I'm sorry that I did not warn you about it. It's just so common. It happens every single night from the cemetery that you buried my father at. It seems like warriors and those who have opposed Strahd in the past and who have failed seem to want to carry out that in death as well."
That's exactly what I assumed it was, sir. Like the failed raiding parties from the past. I wonder if their ghosts continue on their mission in death, and that is very distressing to hear. And hopefully we may be able to lay those souls to rest, as well as those currently tormented in life.
Yes, they are Barovians and they are outsiders that come like you have, and they all march up to the castle. No one is brave enough to see exactly what they do when they get there.
I see.
Reminds me of the Wild Hunt.
So where are you going next, my friends?
Madame Ava, and then look for things best left unsaid.
Well, you arrived on one of our worst days, but it is very good that we have met. If you need anything, my door is always open to you. And if you find my sister, please find some way to let me know without making that knowledge dangerous to her.
I will most certainly do my best.
And with that, we'll wrap it up for the night.
Okay.
Experience points and waffles.
Yep. I got to dole out some experience points for running from rats, fighting some ghouls.
Fun.
Yeah,
Schmoozing with gypsies.
yeah, and there was some good roleplay experience too. So, I hope everyone enjoyed the game tonight.
That was fun.
Yeah, and I'll see you Wednesday.
See you Wednesday.
Yay!
All right, cool. Thanks, Mike.
Yep. Thanks everyone.
Night.
Good night.